Good day everyone. Our topic for today is segmentation, targeting and positioning, the STP of marketing. After studying this chapter, you should be able to describe the customer-driven marketing strategy. Of course, it involves the STP of marketing, distinguish market segmentation, market targeting, and market positioning, identify the ways in segmenting market, and describe different market targeting strategies. So the STP of marketing, it involves segmentation. It divides the total market into smaller markets. Targeting, selecting the segments to enter from the segmentation phase. And positioning the market offerings in the mind of the target markets. Together, they create value for targeted customers. So the first two steps, the company selects the customers that it will serve. And in the final step, the positioning phase, the company decides on a value proposition on how it will create value for customers. First, we are going to discuss market segmentation. So it is dividing a market into smaller segments with distinct needs, characteristics, or behavior that might require separate marketing strategies or mixes. The purpose of market segmentation is to identify different groups within your target market or your target audience in order to deliver more targeted and valuable messaging for them. So market segments is a product of market segmentation. So it is a subgroup of a particular market which is composed of units with more or less similar characteristics. So that is based on your handout. So again, it is a group of people who share one or more common characteristics that lump together for marketing purposes. And each market segment is unique to one another. Before that, we are going to discuss levels of marketing segmentation. In higher marketings, you are going to encounter niche marketing and local marketing, but right now we are going to focus on the three most common types of levels of market segmentation. So we have mass marketing, segment marketing, and customization or individual marketing. Of course, mass marketing, the seller engages in mass production, mass distribution, and mass promotion. So it is one product to all buyers. So one product fits all. There is only mass production, then after that, mass promotion and mass distribution. So Coca-Cola is practicing this type of level of market segmentation, the mass marketing, because it only sells one kind of product to all of its buyers. So that is mass marketing. The second level of marketing segmentation is the segment marketing. What is a market segment? Again, it consists of a group of customers who share a similar set of needs and wants. For example, we segment car buyers to who are seeking, for example, low cost, basic transportation. We can also segment car buyers seeking a luxurious driving experience, so low cost, luxury, and let's say for those who are seeking driving thrills and performance. So that is luxury, performance, and low cost. Those are the types of segment marketing based on this example. Later on, we are going to find out more market segmentation applications. So the marketer's task is to identify the segments and to decide which one or more to target. So that is segment marketing. From mass marketing, offering one product to all customers, to segment marketing, segmenting the market, there is also customization or individualization. So this is the ultimate level of segmentation because it leads to segments of one. That's why individualization, customization. So customized marketing or one-to-one marketing. Many online companies are practicing this this level of marketing segmentation right now. So they are offering customers a choice board. So what is a choice board? It is a system that allows individuals or allows customers to design their own products or services by choosing from a menu of attributes, components, prices, and delivery options. For example, Dell computers. Dell computers allow you to choose a laptop based on your own specifications. So you are going to go to their website, choose the specifications that you want for your laptop, and then they are going to deliver the laptop for you. Globe also practices this kind of customization by their load promotion. So Globe also allows you to make your own promo, right? And Subway allows you to create your own sandwich as well. So you are going to choose among the ingredients of Subways, and then you can create your own sandwich. One famous brand also, the Bears. So you can design your own ring. This is a program that allows customers to design their own diamond rings from 189 unique combinations. So these 4 examples are examples of customization or individual marketing. So individuals or customers, they can choose the product that they want depending on the choice board. Okay, so these are the 3 important levels of marketing segmentation. Mass marketing, one product for all, one product fits all. Segment marketing, so you're going to segment your market based on the segmentation factors that I will discuss later. And customization, you are going to market your product based on individual needs. Next, we have already discussed the types of market. Of course, consumer market and business market. So we are not going to deal with this deeply anymore. Let's proceed to the ways in segmenting market. So we have 4. We have geographic segmentation, demographic segmentation, behavioral segmentation, and the other one that we are going to discuss later on. First, geographic segmentation. So from the word geographic, dividing a market into different geographical units such as nation, states, regions, countries, cities, or neighborhoods. So under geographic segmentation, we have 4 popular segmentation techniques. The first one is geographic region. So you can segment a geographic region. For example, here in the Philippines. So our geographic regions, it may include North Luzon or South Luzon and Metro Manila, Visayas, and Mindanao. Or if you want to be more distinct, then Region 1, Region 2, Region 3, Region 4, and so on. Geographic region, it could also be Middle East, Southeast Asia, and so on. So we can segment our product based on geographic region. The second one in geographic segmentation is the city or metro size. So it is the size of the place of operation. For example, what is the city population? So you can segment the city population. If it is under 5,000 population, 5,000 to 20,000, 20,000 to 50,000, 50,000 to 100,000 population, 100,000 to 250,000 population, 250,000 to 500,000 population, 500,000 to 1 million population, 1 to 4 million population, and 4 million population and above. What? We need to segment these places, the size of the city, because more population obviously means more buyers. The third one is density. Is the geographic location urban? Is the geographic location suburban or semi-urban? Or is the geographic location rural? Is it a rural area? We need to segment this based on density because obviously an urban location may provide more income for the people who are living in that location. And oppositely, in rural locations, of course, there are fewer opportunity for employment. Therefore, there are less income for residents. And the fourth one is climate. Usually, they are segmenting countries. If this country has a 4 seasons climate or tropical climate, 2 seasons, wet and dry season. So those are the example of climate segmentation. So aside from geographic segmentation, the second type of segmentation or ways in segmenting the market is the demographic segmentation. So we have discussed the demography before. So it is dividing markets into variables such as age, gender, family size, family life cycle, income, occupation, education, religion, race, generation, and nationality. Okay, let's try to segment based on this classification. For example, age. It could be under 6, 6 to 11, that is kids, 12 to 19 or 13 to 19, adolescent period, 20 to 34, 35 to 49, 50 to 64, and 65 above. So those are senior citizens. Why? Why do we need to segment based on age? I think that is pretty obvious. For example, Colgate offers toothpaste for kids and for adults. Even Pampers, diapers, they are for babies. But they are also segmenting, they are also dividing their markets into newborns, infant, cruiser, toddlers, explorers, and preschoolers. So even this very little market, they are still segmenting into more market segment. That's why we need to segment based on age. Family size, we can segment if the family size is 1 to 2 or if it is 3 to 4 or 5 above. So those are possible segmentations for family size. How about family life cycle? For example, if you are young and single, that is one segmentation. Another segmentation is if you are young, you are married, but you still have no children. Another segmentation is you are young, you are married, and the youngest children is under 6. Another is you are young, you are married, and the youngest children is above 6 years old. You are older, you are married, and with children, with no children under 18. And if you are young, older, and if you are young, older. If you are older and you are single. So your family life cycle or your individual life cycle based on your family. So you can also segment on that. That is the third one, family life cycle. The fourth one is gender. Obviously, male, you can segment male from female. There's also possible segmentation for the LGBTQ plus community. So it is applied, it is usually applied in clothing. Of course, there are distinct clothes for women and for men, for hairstyling, for cosmetics, and even magazines. There are magazines for men. There are magazines for women. Media. So women can be reached on media channels like the Metro Channel, ETC, Lifetime, while men are more likely to be found on Solar Sports, ESPN, AXN. Okay, those are examples of segmentations based on gender. But usually, clothing is number one when you are segmenting based on gender. Because there are many clothes that are appropriate for women and for men. The next one is income. Of course, marketers are segmenting based on income. In the Philippines, is your monthly income below 10,000 monthly? 10,000 1 to 20,000, 20,000 1 to 30,000, 30,000 1 to 50,000, and so on. So of course, income segmentation is a long-standing practice, especially in automobiles, financial services, travel, and of course, again, clothing. Because if you have a higher income, your segment, the possible segment is you can buy luxurious clothing brands. And if you have lower income, then you may buy simple, basic, or pre-loved clothes. So those are possible segmentations based on income. The sixth one is occupation. Of course, occupational segmentation may include professional and technical. So that is one. Managers, officials, and proprietors, clerical sales, craftspeople, poor persons, operatives, farmers, retired homemakers, and your segmentation based on occupation is student right now, and there is also unemployed segmentation based on occupation. Next, we have education. So what are the possible segmentation based on education segments? So some elementary level, some grade school level, grade school or less, some high school graduate, some college units, college graduate, master's graduate, and doctorate graduate. So those are segmentation based on education. Segmentation based on religion, so we have Catholics, Protestants, Muslims, Hindu, Jewish, Buddhist, and so on. So segmentation based on race, we have white, black, Hispanic, Asian, white will be Caucasian. Okay. Segmentation based on generation, that is basic. So we have the baby boomers, the generation X, us, the millennials, the generation Y, and the generation C, of course. So segmentation based on nationality. So we have Chinese, French, American, British, Filipino, and so on. And of course, segmentation based on social class. We have discussed this last week. So we have uppers, lower uppers, upper middles, the middle class, the working class, the upper lowers, and the lower lowers. So the 7 social classes. We are usually segmenting based on social class because usual segmentation, product segmentation based on social class, usually we have cars because there are high-end cars and low-end cars. Clothings, again, home furnishings, leisure activities, reading habits, and the choice of retailers. So those are the segmentation based on demographic. Again, age, family size, family life cycle, gender, income, occupation, education, religion, race, generation, nationality, and social class. The third one is the psychographic segmentation. So it is dividing a market according to social class, lifestyle, or personality characteristics. We are going to focus on personality characteristics and lifestyle. By the way, psychographics is the science of using psychology and demographics. That's why psychology, demographics, psychographics, to better understand consumer. The first one, we have also discussed this last time, segmentation based on brand personality. So we have 5 brand personality. If you remember, the sincerity, excitement, sophistication, maturity, and ruggedness. So that is segmentation based on brand personality. We can also segment based on lifestyle. I have discussed this last time, but not very deeply. Right now, we are going to divide the 8 different lifestyle. In marketing, we have psychographic lifestyle framework. So it is a classification system with 8 primary groups based on personality traits and key demographics. So this is the psychographic lifestyle framework. The first four classifications are with higher resources. So the first four classification, they have higher resources, while the bottom four or the last four classifications, they have lower resources. So these are the 8 classifications based on lifestyle. And try to understand and choose or determine what is your classification based on lifestyle. So we have 8. Number 1 is innovators. Who are the innovators? The innovators are successful, sophisticated, active, take charge people with high self-esteem. So are you an innovator? So an innovator usually buys upscale products. So are you an innovator? Are you successful, sophisticated, active, and take charge people with high self-esteem? So try to determine what is your lifestyle. Are you always trying to buy an upscale product so that you are an innovator? The second one is thinkers. Are you a thinker? So they are mature, they are satisfied and reflective people, motivated by ideas, values, orders, knowledge, and responsibility. So take note that the first four classifications, they have higher resources. And for thinkers, they favor durable products and products with functionality and with high value. So if the innovators, they favor upscale and luxurious products, thinkers, they favor durable, functional, and products with high value. So those are thinkers. The third classification based on lifestyle are achievers. Who are an achiever? An achiever is a successful, goal-oriented person who focus on career and family. So achievers, they favor premium products that demonstrate success to their peers. So they buy products that demonstrate success. So they may buy clothes just to demonstrate that they are successful. House, cars, because they are achievers. They want to be deemed successful. They want to be seen as goal-oriented, and still they want to focus on their families and careers. So are you an achiever? The fourth one and the last one, with a higher resources in this 8 lifestyle psychographic framework classification are experiencers. So experiencers, they are young, they are enthusiastic, and they are impulsive people who seek variety and entertainment. So they spend income on fashion, entertaining, and socializing because they have high resources. So those are experiencers. They are impulsive buyers. They spend on fashion, entertainment, and socializing. So bars and other products. The fifth one and the first one, with lower resources lifestyle, are believers. Believers are conservatives, conventional, and traditional people with concrete beliefs. So they favor familiar products and they are loyal to established brands. So conservative, conventional, and traditional. Very basic and simple people. The sixth one are strivers. Strivers are trendy, they are fun-loving people, but they are resource-constrained because they have lower resources. So usually, they favor stylish products that emulate the purchases of those with greater material wealth. So they are buying imitation, Class A products, just to be trendy and just to emulate the purchases of greater material wealth. So are you an striver? The seventh one are makers. So they are practical, down-to-earth, self-sufficient people who likes to work with their hands. So they are hard-working people and they favor practical products with functional purpose. So they are makers. And the last one are survivors. So usually they are elderly, and they are passive. So they are passive people who are concerned about change. They don't want change because they are loyal to their favorite brands. So those are the 8 types of lifestyle based on the psychographic lifestyle framework. So which do you think is your lifestyle based on the explanation? We are going to find out. And the last one, under segmentation, after psychographic, demographic, and geographic, is behavioral segmentation. So this is dividing a market into segments based on consumer knowledge, attitudes, uses, or responses to a product. The first one is decision roles. So we have 5 different decision roles. So segmenting based on decision roles, are you going to target the initiator, or the influencer, or the decider, or the buyer, or the user? We have these decision roles. Are you the initiator of a purchase? Are you the influencer of what you are going to purchase? Are you the decider? Are you going to be the buyer or the user? For example, a wife initiated a purchase. For example, it is her birthday and she requested a smart TV for her birthday. So the wife is the initiator. The husband may seek information because the wife requested to her husband. So the husband may seek information to his mother who has a smart TV. And his mother is a key influencer in what models to consider. So the husband's mother is the influencer. Now, the husband presented the choices to his wife and then she decides on what to order. So the wife is still the decider. But the husband is the buyer because the buyer usually has the money to make the purchase. So he then purchased the preferred model, which as it turns out, ends up being used by the entire family. So the user in this example is the whole family. So as you can see, there are various people who make various decisions in purchasing a product. There is the initiator of a purchase, the influencer, the decider, the buyer, and the user of the products. So you are going to make your own example of this. Another segmentation based on behavioral segmentation, of course, behavioral occasion. So is it a regular occasion or is it a special occasion? We also have benefits. So usually, we are segmenting products based on benefits. We are always segmenting products based on benefits. So what are the benefits that we may get or we can get to the product when we buy it? Are people going to buy the product based on quality? Are people going to buy the product based on service or based on cost because the product is cheap or affordable? Or are they going to buy the product based on speed or based on convenience on buying that product? So we are also segmenting the product based on benefits that we will get on the product or the service that we avail. The next one is the user status. So what is the user status of our buyers? Are they non-user? Are they ex-user? Are they potential users? First-time users, or are they regular users? So those are possible segmentation based on user status. The next one is usage rate. So what is the usage rate of the consumers? Are we going to segment them because they are light user, medium user, or heavy user? The usage rate of consumers to the product. We can also segment based on loyalty. Okay, we can also segment based on loyalty status. So we have loyalty status segmentation. So is there loyalty? Is it medium loyalty, strong loyalty, or absolute loyalty? So there are 4 loyalty classifications. The first one is hardcore loyals. So they are very loyals because hardcore. So these are consumers who buy only one brand at all time. We are going to compare these 4 later on. Next, we have split loyals. So these are consumers who are loyal to 2 or 3 brands. So they are loyal, but they have 2 or 3 brands loyalty. Next, we have shifting loyal. So these are consumers who shift loyalty from one brand to another. So that is shifting loyal. He is loyal to this brand for a specific period of time, but then he will be loyal to another brand for a specific period of time as well. So that is not hardcore loyals. That is shifting loyals. Because the loyalty shifts from one brand to another. And the last one, they are the switchers. So they are not loyal at all. So they are consumers who show no loyalty to any brand. So what is your loyalty status? Comment down below. Okay. Let's have an example. For example, when you are using shampoo. For example, if you are a hardcore loyal, let's say Palmolive is the only shampoo that you will use. If it is not Palmolive, then you are not going to take a bath. Or you are going to look for a Palmolive shampoo before taking a bath because you want to use Palmolive shampoo. That is hardcore loyals. For example, split loyals, if there is no Palmolive, you have loyalty with Palmolive, but if there is no Palmolive shampoo, you can also use Head and Shoulders, for example, because you are also loyal to Head and Shoulders. Let's say that you may use either Palmolive or Head and Shoulders, so that is split loyals. So shifting loyals, for example, you are loyal to Palmolive this month. Then next month, you are going to be loyal to Sunsilk. Then the month after that, you are going to be loyal or you are going to be using Head and Shoulders for a month. So you have shifting loyalty. And the last one are switchers. So whatever shampoo available. For example, you go to your bathroom or to your shower room. And whatever shampoo is available in that room, you are going to use. If there is no shampoo, then never mind. I will take a bath with this soap as a shampoo. So those are switchers. You have no loyalty to any brand. So those are the 4 loyalty, status, and segmentation. We can also segment based on behavioral segmentations by the readiness stage. So are the consumers unaware of your product or are they aware? Are they informed about the product? Are they interested to use the product? Are they desirous to use the product? Or is there an intention to buy that product or the product that you are offering? So you can segment based on that. And you can also segment based on the attitude toward your product. So are they enthusiastic in buying that product? Are they positive? Are they indifferent? Is there a negativity? Or are they hostile in buying your product? So you can also segment on that. So those are the 4 different types of segmentations. So we have geographic region, city or metro size, density, and climate. We have demographic age, family size, family life cycle, gender, income, occupation, education, religion, race, generation, nationality, and social class. So we have many segmentation based on demographic segmentation. We also have psychographic segmentation based on personality, brand personality, and the psychographic lifestyle. And we also have behavioral segmentation based on behavioral occasions, benefits, user status, usage rate, loyalty status, readiness states, and attitude towards your product. So there are 5 requirements for effective segmentation. So market segments must be first measurable. Of course, the size, the purchasing power, and profiles of the segments can be measured. If it is not measurable, then the segmentation will not be effective. Second one is accessible. You have identified different market segments, but they are not available. They cannot be reached and served. You have identified a tribal segment or a segment location, but they cannot be accessed or served. Then the segmentation will not be effective. So segmentation must also be accessible. So the market segments can be effectively reached and served. The third one is it should be substantial. So the market segments are large or profitable enough to serve. A segment should be the largest possible homogeneous group we're pursuing with a tailored marketing program. Because segmentation is also costly, of course, it should be profitable enough to segment or to serve. The fourth one is it should be differential. That's why segmentations, we are dividing, we are differing, we are making differentiation. We are dividing the market, so it should be differential. The segments are conceptually, it should be distinguishable. So there are distinct characteristics because every segments are unique. So there should be distinct characteristics. They should be distinguishable and they should respond differently to different marketing mix elements and program. For example, you are segmenting based on gender, so men and women. But both men or women, let's say, respond similarly, not differently. They respond similarly to marketing efforts for load business, for example, for mobile data. Of course, I think we respond similarly to mobile data. Then they do not constitute separate segments. So there is only one segment for mobile data, for example, and segmentation is not effective because we respond similarly to that particular product. Okay, so segmentation must be differential for it to be effective. And lastly, it should be actionable. So effective programs can be designed for attracting and serving the segments. So for example, you have identified 7 or 8 different segments, but your company is too small. Let's say your company stock is too small to develop separate marketing programs for 8 different marketing segments, then it is not actionable. So your action should depend on the capacity and capability of your organization. So the requirements for effective segmentation, again, it should be measurable. You can measure the size, the purchasing power, and capacity. You can measure the segment because measuring segment is very important. It should be accessible. You identify the segment. The segment must be accessible, must be reachable. It should be substantial because segmentation is costly. Then it should create value in return. So that is the definition of marketing. So it should create value in return. It should be differential. So your segment must respond, there should be a differing response, and it should be actionable. After segmentation, of course, we have market targeting. So these two come hand in hand. So market targeting, it is evaluating each market segment's attractiveness, and we are just going to select one or more market segments to enter. So it is the process of selecting the target market from the entire market segments. Of course, the product of market targeting is the target market. So this is very popular in marketing. So it is a set of buyers sharing common needs or characteristics that the company decides to serve. So it consists of groups of buyers to whom the company wants to satisfy, or for whom products is manufactured, price is set, promotion efforts are made, and distribution network is prepared. So you are just going to choose the target market based on your segmentation earlier. So examples of target market: women based on gender, urban place based on density, adults based on age, or upper class based on social class. So we are just going to target based on the segmentations that we have identified in the segmentation phase. The selecting target market segments part, we are just going to focus and go back to our three: mass marketing, market segment or segment marketing, and customization or individualization. So we are now going to end with market positioning. So what is positioning? Market positioning is arranging for a product to occupy a clear, distinctive, and desirable place relative to competing product in the minds of target consumers. So when you are going to ask them, when you hear this brand, for example, what comes to mind? When you hear Jollibee, what comes to mind? When you hear iPhone, what comes to mind? So that is market positioning. It is the act of designing the company's offering and image to occupy a distinctive place in the mind of the target markets. Let's say Starbucks, what comes to mind? So the product's position is the product of the market positioning. Product's position, it is the way product is defined by consumers on important attributes. So it is the place the product occupies in consumers' minds relative to competing products. So based on feelings, based on impressions, based on perception that customers have for a product compared with competitors' product. So product positioning is a form of marketing that presents the benefits of the product to a particular audience. So let's have examples of famous brand positioning that I have already asked you earlier. For example, when we say Apple computers, what comes to mind? So the market positioning of Apple is they create beautiful, innovative computers with a very good quality, elegance, of course, luxurious, and exclusivity, because there are applications in Apple computers and iPhones that are exclusive for Apple. So if you are an Apple person, you are also imaginative, innovative, and creative. So that is the positioning of Apple. What is the positioning of Nike, for example? It focuses on performance and innovation. So the brand is focused on the concept of innovation for serious athletes to help them perform at their best every single time. So that is the positioning of Nike. What is the positioning of Coca-Cola? In its campaigns, such as what are the popular campaigns of Coca-Cola, they have Open Happiness. They also have the Coca-Cola Side of Life, or drinking a Coke with, share a Coke with, di ba, with names written on bottles. So the brand has always relied on values such as friendship, joy, happiness, sharing, unity, fun. That is the brand positioning of Coca-Cola. It is the first thing that comes to mind when you heard Coca-Cola. So the positioning of the brand promotes engagement among its consumers, encouraging them to share moments and experiences. McDonald's, what is the positioning of McDonald's? So the positioning is all about their formula of success lies in quality, service, cleanliness, and value. So that is the positioning of McDonald's. So I have asked this earlier. What is the positioning of Starbucks? Starbucks focus on customer experience by writing the names of the customers on their cups, for example. So they focus on customer experience. And lastly, let's have Jollibee. So Jollibee is very famous for its positioning. Positioning Jollibee in the minds of consumers as a place that you would enjoy eating fast food. It is a place of happiness, diba? Chicken joy. So it also projected itself as world-class, not just a local brand. So that is the positioning of Jollibee. When you hear Jollibee, you think of happiness. You think of good food shared by your family or friends. So that is positioning. So what comes to mind when you heard about this product? So the differentiation and positioning task steps, we have 3. Identifying a set of differentiating competitive advantages on which to build a position, choosing the right competitive advantage, and selecting an overall positioning strategy. So these are the STP of marketing when we are creating a value delivery network. First, we are going to segment based on possible segmentation: geographic, psychographic, demographic, and behavioral. Then after doing the segmentation, we are going to target one or more segment that we have identified in the segmentation phase. And after segmentation and targeting, we are going to create value proposition in the positioning strategies. So we are going to design the company's offering and image to occupy a distinctive place in the mind of the target markets, that when we are going to consume, when we are going to ask the consumers what they think of this product, they are going to answer based on your positioning. Diba? Happiness, luxury, elegance, good service, customer experience. So those are examples of positioning. So that is the SPP of marketing: segmentation, targeting, and positioning. Thank you very much.